Oh no, not again. It's locked. There's a key, but there's no keyhole. What? I know what the problem is. It ain't got no fuel in it. Ah! No need to worry. I'll just open the fuel filler cap and fill fuel in it. What? It's locked? Ah! Hey guys, Lautecbro here, and welcome to part 3 of the Range Rover Velar Hidden Features series. This one is going to be the best yet. I'm going to take you through every single hidden feature on the Velar, starting with the key fob. Now suppose your car battery or your key fob battery is dead, you obviously can't unlock it, so what do? You just push against the right part, and then there you go, the key is revealed. Push against the front of the door handle and pull from the rear to access the hidden keyhole, and there you go, that's the keyhole. So what you do here is just insert the key, it only goes in one way, and turn it to the right or to the left, and it's going to unlock the doors. And all you need to do now is pull on the door handle as usual, and you can get in. You may be wondering, if the key fob is dead, how do you start the car? Because it has keyless entry. Aha, Land Rover has thought of that. If the key fob can't be recognized, it says smart key not recognized, reposition or place as shown. So all you have to do is place it against the steering wheel column below the indicator stalk, push the start button, and it starts right up. Ah! How am I supposed to fill fuel in it? Don't do that. Lautecbro's here. Just open the boot, remove the carpeting. Underneath you'll find this handle, pull backwards, and then at the top left you'll find a yellow tool. It has a triangle on one end. So just take that, unlock the fuel cap and push it in the fuel inlet. Push it until you hear a click and then pull out, and there you go. It's completely unlocked and you're good to go. If the Velar's battery is dead, you'll obviously have to jump start it. To do so, just pull on the latch in the passenger footwell. This pops open the bonnet, and then unlock the latch on the bonnet itself. And then as you open it, you'll see a big plus sign. This is the jump start point for the positive terminal. This rod atop the strut tower is a negative jump point. The Velar's main battery is located under the spare tire, so this is the only way to do it. To shut the aluminium bonnet, drop it from a modest height. To replace the key fob battery, push up on the right cover. There's an arrow pointing up, so just push and then remove the physical key inside, and then you'll see a hole on the left. Insert the key into it and pry upwards, and the back case will come off. That's the battery. So just push it out to this position and then take the key and pry up on the battery again, and you can extricate it from the key fob. Put a new battery in, like so. There's also a seal to prevent water ingress around the sides. So start it from the left corner with the keychain ring around it, and then push on all sides till you get a nice crunch. Put the physical key back in and put the Range Rover stainless steel metallic cover back on, and that's it. You're good to go. So that brings us on to the next feature, global open and global close. If you press the unlock button and keep holding it, it opens all the windows plus the sunroof. And if you press the lock button, it closes all the windows and the sunroof too. And there's more to it. Let's say you've opened the sunblind while driving the Velar, and once you reach your destination, you turn the car off, but you forget to close the sunblind. But there's no need to. Once you press the lock button, the sunblind closes automatically. And when you unlock the car, hop into the driver's seat and then start it up again, the blind opens automatically without you having to do anything. To enable this feature, press the menu button on the steering wheel, which actually turns into a scroll wheel. Just like an iPod, either scroll clockwise or anti-clockwise to navigate through the menu. Head to vehicle settings and scroll down to convenience features. Once you're here, you'll see the Windows Global Open and Windows Global Close text. The checkbox on the right shows if this is enabled or disabled. This is how you enable this feature. There are two ways to lock and unlock the Velar. The first one is when you press the unlock button on the key fob, all the door handles pop out. And when you press the lock button, all the doors close and all the door handles go in. However, if only you are driving, this is not safe as all the doors are open. So go to vehicle settings and scroll down to security features and enable two-stage unlocking to only unlock the driver's door. So now when you press the unlock button on the key fob, only the driver's side door opens and all the other door handles remain in place. To unlock the other doors, you can press the unlock button on the key fob again, or you can press the button on any of the passenger door handles. The lock button closes all the doors. If you've just stepped into the Velar and you are in park, the doors will be unlocked, as you can see in the rearview mirror. If you shift to D and drive for a short while, you will notice that the doors lock automatically. There you go, it just locked and the door handles retracted. In security features, go to drive away locking and you can either turn this off or select the speed it activates at. As with all cars, a double lock activates the intrusion sensor in the Velar. And it also makes an audible beep warning. This is activated by clicking on the audible lock warning text in the security features. There are no manual child locks on the door of the Velar. It's all operated through this button, the doors and the windows. So if I press this once, the rear seat child lock is active, and if I pull on the door handles, nothing happens because it's locked. And if I unlock it, I can open the rear doors and windows without any hindrance. There you go, it's open. Here's an interesting quirk about the Velar. If you press the lock button twice, it engages the rear door child lock. Listen carefully. I'll unlock it, I'll press once, there's one lock, press twice, there's another. The Velar is meant for people who go running in the woods apparently, and this is why there's the activity key. This means you don't have to carry your key fob with you if you're going swimming or running. This is how it works. Before exiting the vehicle, you need to press the start-stop button to turn off the engine, obviously, and then you need to place your key fob in a hidden location in your car. And then you have 30 seconds to wear the activity key and hold it up against this part on the tailgate next to the Land Rover badge. This locks the doors, and then to open it, you press the tailgate open button on the rear, and then you have 30 seconds to hold up the activity key against the same place. And then all the door handles pop out and the car's unlocked. When you open the driver's door of the Velar, you observe that the steering wheel moves up and the seat base drops down. This is how you adjust it. There's a knob on the steering wheel column. You can either set it to column adjust auto, or you can put it to column adjust. So let's say you stop the Velar, and then to aid your easy exit from the vehicle, the seat drops and the steering wheel moves up. So when you step out, your knees don't bang against the steering wheel. Another electrically operated control within the driver's vicinity is a trunk release and close switch. Not only can you open the electrically operated rear hatch, but also close it with the same button. Now, before I delve into hidden features in the Touch Pro Duo system, you should know that these screens operate using infrared technology. So you can use anything, such as a pen. It's not even a touchscreen stylus, it's just a regular pen. You can also use a water bottle to operate the touchscreens. How cool is that? Land Rover has designed this in such a way so that even if you're wearing gloves in the middle of winter, you can operate all the functions on the Velar without any hindrance. All of them work. It also works on the scroll wheel on the steering wheel. This you can use to adjust the volume. If you scroll clockwise or anti-clockwise, this is another hidden feature. This also works with the water bottle, as you can see, and also with my fake gloves. This is the favorite button on the steering wheel, and I have set it as a mute switch. That's for the short press. For the long press, I've set it to turn on the screensaver on the first long press, and then for the second, it turns off the top screen during the day, while the bottom screen, which houses all the controls, remains on. To set up the favorites button, go to the top screen of the Touch Pro Duo system and go to settings, then features, then you see the favorites button. You can set the short press to any one of these options. And if I go back, you can set the long press to any one of these listed here. I'll go back again, select general features, and then you'll see the screensaver. You can turn stealth mode on or off and the screensaver on and off. And you can also choose the screensaver image from a total of 6. Here's something that makes this feature very intuitive. If you long press, it activates a screensaver first, and because it's night and the lights are turned on, if you long press it, it activates stealth mode, which turns off all the cabin lights and even the lower screen. And to bring it back to life, you just press it again. As can be observed, during the day, stealth mode does not turn off the lower screen, nor dim the cabin lights. The Range Rover Velar has 3 memory seat settings. However, these not only adjust the seat, but also the rear view mirrors and the electrically operated steering wheel column. The amazing thing about this is when you shift into reverse, the rear view mirrors dip down, so you have a better view of the curb. And you can actually adjust this using the rear view mirror joystick as usual. You don't need to dip both your rear view mirrors. You can have one flip up and the other flip down, so the driver side rear view mirror can show the traffic around you and the passenger side rear view mirror can show the curb. To save it, press the M button and the number, and once you shift out of reverse into park or drive, the mirrors go back to their normal settings. To enable or disable this feature, go to vehicle settings and then go down to convenience features and check the reverse dip mirror. If this is bothering you, by turning it off, the mirror stays in the exact same position regardless of the gear you choose. Next up, we have the wiper settings, starting with the auto wipe function. This automatically wipes the windscreen if it detects any form of precipitation on it, such as rain, snow, or sleet. Next up, we have the winter wiper park function. This moves the windscreen wipers up to a position where the heaters can reach it more effectively, thus ensuring that the wipers don't stick to the windscreen during icy cold weather. The gear shift paddles mark the end of the convenience features. You can set them up to be active only in S mode or in both S and D mode. To enter S mode, you need to press down on the gear selected dial and then rotate it clockwise to the S position. Currently, the gear shift paddles are only active in S, and I can use the plus and minus gear shift paddles as one can see on the digital drivers display. I'll go ahead and select the S and D option. So turn the dial to the left to select D and pull up to select any other gear you wish to. So now even in D mode, I can use the gear shift paddles to change the gears manually. Yes, you've seen these touch buttons and they are frustrating to use, but it's actually a feature. You're supposed to hold them for at least a couple of seconds before they engage. The Max AC shortcut button is truly a boon during the summers, and the Max Heat shortcut button can help defrost the windshield during cold weather. The heater vents are on the dashboard and on the A-pillars over here. The third button turns off the stability control. To turn off stability control, you'll have to be in dynamic or comfort mode. So select the dynamic mode on the Touch Pro Duo system, shows dynamic mode selected, and now you can turn the stability control off. The last button activates hill descent control. Again, press and hold to activate. For this, part of the speedometer is highlighted in green. The speed is adjusted using the set buttons on the right side of the steering wheel. This arrow indicates the speed. The Range Rover Villa can not only go down hills automatically but also up hills thanks to a feature called All-Terrain Progress Control. This is basically a low-speed cruise control function where the throttle and the brakes are automatically managed by the car. So just select drive mode and adjust the speed using the set buttons, and all one has to do is turn the wheel. Even an orangutan could drive this. Moving on to the rest of the buttons on the lower screen, this Twin Peaks icon brings up the low traction launch and off-road information page. This is essentially an off-road launch mode, which balances torque between the front and rear wheels to maximize traction. In extreme conditions, 100% of the engine's torque can be sent to either the front wheels or the rear wheels. To activate, the car has to be in either comfort, auto, or grass gravel snow mode. For which, one needs to gradually apply the accelerator pedal until the vehicle moves away from rest. The option to enable low traction launch is automatically presented to you if your car is in park, and then you shift it to drive and then select the grass gravel snow program, and only the grass gravel snow program for the terrain response too. And then a pop-up comes up on the upper Touch Pro Duo system, which says, do you want to activate low traction launch? You can read the information over here, and once you click yes, low traction launch is activated. To access the off-road information page, press on the same Twin Peaks icon, click on I understand, and choose off-road information. The first page shows which of your diffs are locked or unlocked and which way your wheels are facing. The second page deals with the tilt and inclination angles of the Velar. The third page is the compass, which shows your current altitude and your GPS coordinates along with which bearing on the compass you are facing. The fourth page tells you exactly what each of the different modes on the Terrain Response 2 system do. As you know, you can select which Terrain Response 2 mode you want using the lower part of the Touch Pro Duo system. But what's interesting is what happens in the digital drivers display. You have two options. When you choose an off-road mode, you can either have the off-road information page displayed on the digital drivers display, or you can have the wallpapers Land Rover chose for each of the off-road terrain response 2 system modes. It's up to you. This is beneficial because whenever you're off-roading, you don't have to faff about with the central screens. You can just rely on the digital drivers display to figure out if your diff locks are indeed on and which way your front wheels are facing. To enable this feature, press the menu button and then go to the display settings and enable off-road information. Now coming back to the fourth page of the off-road information page, you can read the text of what each off-road mode does to your throttle response, to the steering, to the traction control system, and even the suspension, especially if you go to dynamic mode. The hidden aspect about this is the fact that even if you don't have air suspension on your Velar, you may have adaptive dynamics, which basically offers continuously variable damper settings between soft and firm extremes. So if your Velar mentions suspension control and it has wires leading into the top of the strut tower, it probably has adaptive dampers. Fun fact, if you swipe left from the home on the TouchPro Duo system, you will find the extra features page, which has the vehicle dimensions. That is incredibly cool. What you get is the vehicle dimensions in meters. It shows the vehicle ground clearance, the length, the height, and the width. And you can also change it from meters, metric unit, to feet, imperial units. And here's the cool part. If I change it back to meters, I can see the off-road angles and the off-road ground clearance, the breakover angle, the approach angle, and the departure angle of the Range Rover Velar, along with the length of the wheelbase and the track width in between the tires, which is incredibly useful if you take it off-road. Now here's a short montage of the Range Rover Velar crawling up a hill with all-terrain progress control enabled. The next hidden feature on the Velar is called the Valet mode. It is there under the extra features section, and to activate it you need to enter a PIN. After setting up a temporary PIN, re-enter the same PIN to confirm. The first thing Valet mode does is lock the upper TouchPro Duo system screen. So anything such as system settings, your personal information such as navigation entries, and your contact information stored on the TouchPro Duo system is not available for anyone else. Even the settings for the TouchPro Duo's lower screen is locked, and the option to access the media or phone panel by swiping down from the center of the screen is not available. And even the dynamic phone button on the steering wheel is turned off. The navigation system is also turned off on the digital driver's display. The full map layout and media layout for the digital driver's display is also not available. The trunk release button aft of the driver's knee is also turned off. Pressing it brings up the text Valet mode. The boot also cannot be opened by pressing the button on the key fob or by pressing the release button on the rear hatch itself. The only features the Valet can access is the camera, the parking sensors, and the parking assist. Once you receive the car back from the Valet, just input the PIN and you're ready to go. Everything goes back to normal. Now let's leave the software features behind and delve into the hardware features. I am bewildered that no car reviewer has mentioned this. These split armrests actually slide and you can place them wherever you want to according to your needs. They can also be used to close or reveal the singular cup holder. What's that, you say? There's another one under this plastic cover. Don't press on that, press this. The Land Rover logo below it is actually a secret button. That AirTag was supposed to be attached to the back of this cover, but it's fallen down, so we'll just forget that. And focus on the area behind the TouchPro Duo system's lower screen. One can push their hand through it and wiggle their fingers about. This space is pretty large. It can fit a plus or max sized phone, and it's perfect if you want to hide something and you don't want others to find it, because they would only look under the center console or inside the glove box, which is a perfect segue onto the next hidden feature, which is inside the glove box. To demonstrate what it is, I'm going to place this piece of tissue and lay it flat inside like so, and it remains completely still until this happens. Yes, indeed. The glove box on the Velar is cooled, and you twist this knob to allow or restrict airflow in the glove box. How cool is that? Well, it depends on the temperature you've set for the climate control system, which has a cabin air ionization feature. This is designed to improve cabin air quality, and the ionization system electrically charges air particles, ionizing them and removing pollutants and other harmful particles from the cabin air. The Velar has dual zone climate control up front, but to set the fan speed you need to first press on the fan icon and then select the fan speed using the left dynamic dial, and it is just too complicated. So what you could do is go to the climate page and then select the sync option. What this does is set all the climate zones to the driver's setting. In this mode, the left dial will always adjust the fan speed. So you can keep the lower screen on the vehicle tab and adjust vehicle settings while also adjusting the fan speed and climate control temperature. The sync button also controls the rear seat climate control zones. Whenever you start the Velar, it defaults to the climate page for the lower screen. But in the settings, you can set up the start screen to display anything you want it to, such as the climate, the driver modes, no feature open, last use, phone and media, as you wish. In the climate settings, you can turn on or off the auto rear windshield heater, and you can also set the auto airflow to either soft and quiet, balanced for comfort, or powerful and fast. The air purity can also be adjusted to off, low, medium or high. This essentially controls the auto recirculation of the cabin air. Tired of pressing the recirculation button every few minutes? Don't be. All you have to do is press and hold it to permanently lock it for the rest of the drive. Let's move to the back of the Velar. Focus on the rear seat base. This has a Ford window switch button from the 90s placed on it. Yes, your Velar has the rear power reclining seats. To access the window switches while you're sitting inside the car, slide your hand across the top of the seat base until you find the switch. The seats can be reclined in a 60-40 split to either increase boot space or comfort. There's a 12-volt socket under the rear seat climate control dials, but the chances are your Velar also has dual USB ports neatly stored away behind the center armrest. Underneath the center headrest is a plastic handle which operates a latch to unlock the center seat and enable through loading, which is crucial when carrying longer items. You can fold the rear seats in one of two ways. You can either manually undo the latch at the top of the seat, like so, and drop the seat down yourself, or you can open the rear hatch and then use the two latches located in the boot area to drop down both the rear seats. Here's yet another one of the many quirks and features of the Velar. So when you adjust the blower fan speed from the rear of the Velar, you are actually adjusting it for the whole car and not just the rear cabin. Likewise, when you select auto mode for the rear climate control on the Velar, it sets it to auto mode for the entire cabin including the front. The only way to separate the two zones is to engage the rear seat booster blower. That is the top center button, and with it engaged, I can freely set the rear fan speed to my liking without affecting the settings of the driver up front. But one major downside of engaging the rear booster blower is that it generates a ton of noise, or so one may think. But the issue is actually with the central air vents, which cause a whooshing or whistling turbulent noise. The trick I have discovered is to close the air vents located behind the center console and instead open the air vents located on the B pillars. Here's the noise levels with the center air vents closed, and this is the level when it is open. The center air vents have a focused airflow, while the ones on the B pillar provide a more diffused airflow. Just imagine you're an athlete and both your hands are full. To open the boot, all you have to do is swipe your foot under the rear bumper. The Velar detects this and automatically opens the rear hatch. And all you have to do is place your kit and your equipment in the car. And if you're picking up something from the boot, there's no need to hit the close button on the rear hatch. Repeat the same motion as earlier with your foot and the rear hatch closes, and the door locks engage. Yes, I know what you're thinking. This feature has never ever reliably functioned on your Velar. Well, I too have had my own fair share of dance-offs with the Velar's hands-free tailgate opening system. The likelihood of engaging this feature was once in a blue moon, and I always resorted to using the button on the key fob or the one on the rear hatch to access or close the boot. Hear me and rejoice, your savior is here. To activate this hidden feature, first lock the Velar and keep the key on your person at all times, and aim in between these two parking sensors for your kick to be registered. And you don't have to kick under the right side of the rear bumper, it can be on the left side as well. You can do it on any side, save for the center, which is a safety feature because if you were to do it in the center, it would hit your face. So to repeat, kick once and then fall back. If you own a Velar, I suggest you download the Land Rover iGuide app. It allows you to visually search for hidden features based on the exact model year of your Velar and has numerous video guides showing you how to operate them. The main fuse box of the Velar is located on the right side of the boot. To access it, you have to lift up on this black panel, and there you go. Those are the fuses. Next up is a feature hidden in plain sight. Engaging the rear windshield washer function while in reverse not only clears the rear windshield but also activates the camera washer. This means the camera feed is always clear regardless of the weather. Now here's a short ASMR video on the rear camera washer feature. With the reverse camera engaged, I'll start reversing towards my tripod, and these bars appear on screen to indicate that it is there. The parking sensor sound can be reduced, and the bars can be turned on and off as per your preference. You can change the viewing angle of the rear view camera by pressing the camera icon on the bottom left. And on the left of the screen is a 360-degree PDC. Now, if the 360-degree PDC sensors have already picked up an object, go to the homepage and you will receive a pop-up which says tap for 360-degree PDC. Click on the settings icon to turn on or off the trajectory lines. But we are here for the automatic 360-degree PDC option. To activate the 360-degree PDC sensors to help avoid an obstacle, one would have to manually engage the parking sensors. If one were to shift into drive and move towards the obstacle, the 360 PDC would show the obstacle on the center screen. Manually turning on the sensors and moving towards an object is another way to bring up the settings page. And from there you can turn on automatic 360-degree PDC. This time I haven't engaged the sensors, but as I move towards my tripod, it automatically starts beeping and the 360-degree PDC shows up on screen. So all one has to do is turn the wheel and avoid the obstacle. To set up a personalized homepage on the Velar, swipe to the left and tap and hold on the screen until you get the option to set up your own homepage. You can add more homes by pressing on the icon on the left. One can add shortcuts, widgets, or apps on the homepage. For example, you can add a phone panel, but one of my favorites is the favorite radio shortcut. This allows you to select your favorite radio station and place a shortcut directly onto the home screen. You can adjust the size of the tile by pressing on the arrows, and you can add other shortcuts such as Apple CarPlay, navigation panel, or you can add the 4x4 information. In short, it is possible to tailor everything according to your needs, including the digital driver's display. In the traditional 2-dial configuration, if you go to display settings and then go to the info panel, you can choose between map, trip summary, media, off-road information, or you can just turn it off. Turning the info panel off means that there will be a wallpaper of the Velar plastered on the digital driver's display. This means you can drive the Velar and also appreciate its gorgeous design, which essentially means you can eat your cake and have it at the same time. There are also other digital driver's display layout options, such as the 1-dial configuration. By selecting this, you will get the option to change the left info panel and the right info panel according to your liking. The right info panel can be set to display an image of the Velar, or the trip summary, or show the navigation map. The left info panel can be configured to display either the off-road information, the media information, or the driver assistance systems. The remaining display layouts are full screen layouts. You can have the full navigation map up on the digital driver's display, or you can have your media album projected onto the driver's display, or you can have the driver assistance systems right in front of you. Nothing can replace the 2-dial system, so I'll go back to that. And fun fact, to exit the settings menu, just press and hold the left arrow button on the steering wheel. This is just for laughs and giggles, but you can have 2 images of the Velar on the driver's display and 2 on the central TouchPro Duo system. This means if you unlock the Velar at night, the first Velar image you are greeted with is the silhouette from the puddle lamp. The aluminium medallion on the B pillar brings the count up to 2. Velar image number 3 and 4 are on the digital driver's display, and the other 2 are on the TouchPro Duo system, so that makes a total of 6 Velar images. The final feature is something no other car can do, because the Velar has 3 displays centered around the driver. After launching Apple CarPlay, if you select music, by pressing these 2 horizontal lines, the album art is displayed on the lower screen, and by setting the digital driver's display to the media layout, Velar mode is enabled. Enjoy. Hey Siri, play Blinding Lights.
Now playing Blinding Lights by The Weeknd.
Hey Siri, play Starboy.
Starboy featuring Daft Punk by The Weeknd now playing.
Hey Siri, play Obsessed.